Hello, Mr. A. What I want to talk about today is how do we fix this generational gap? Because God knows we need to fix it. Because we as adults are sitting around complaining about what our youth are doing or what they're not doing, how bad they are, that videos are destroying them. The videos, the video games, they walk around with their pants sagging. I'm not all that happy with that, but the thing is we had all this crucial stuff that we're going after them about, and that they're just terrible. But yet, we forget that we were teenagers and children at one point too. And I'm up there, I'm in my 40s, That's a blessing, especially in today's time, to say that. And I believe I still got some level of sanity that exists inside me, But the thing is as a 40-year-old, because I'm 40 plus, but anyway, it concerns me when I listen to my peers that's in their 40s and some 50, 60, and the list goes on, are so critical of the kids. And I find it, and then when I try to say, well, why don't we try to help them? Oh, no, they don't want to listen because they know everything. You can't tell them nothing, And I'm thinking like, well, maybe because, for one, we really don't listen to them like we should. Unfortunately, we have not handed down a lot of things to them other than, putting them down, talking about them. When was the last time you as a 40-year-old, 50, whatever, man or woman, actually took a young person under your wing? When did you do that? To listen to them. Sometimes we get caught up into trying to tell young folks about how it was when we were coming up, opposed to listening to them telling us what's going on in the present. Because, see, the thing is what we went through, that's over with, because we're talking in past tense. When this child is telling you, the children of the present is telling you things, they're talking to you in the present and about the future. We're sitting there talking about the past and talking in the past tense. Okay? So that means that I would be more concerned about a bomb about to blow up opposed to a bomb that's already blown up, because that's our time, that's our thing, that's our experience. When we talk about all the bad things already happened. But the children of today, their monsters are in the present. Their issues are the present and the future. And that's what we need to understand. Yes, they need our experience. They need to know what we know. But we can't try to replace their reality with our past experience. We as adults need to chill out. Start listening to the children. Start creating more genuine relationships with our children. Because if we don't, this generational gap is going to get even wider. It's shamefully wide now. A lot of adults are ready to, unfortunately, shoot and kill the children now. They're talking about taking up arms because, if you see on the news, a lot of the young folks are robbing and stealing and, unfortunately, killing and raping old folks and all this. And that's because they have no respect for us. And as a 40-year-old, I'm almost not having no respect for us, because I see us doing more complaining opposed to becoming active in our community. A lot of us are sitting around retired with all kind of skills, and yet we do nothing with it. How are you going to lay around as a carpenter or a bricklayer or an engineer, and you got children running up and down the streets doing absolutely nothing, especially in the urban environments and communities? And don't start some kind of program in the neighborhood to teach a young man or a young girl what you've been doing for the last 40, 50 years. Teach that boy or that young lady some stuff that you learned, or in your profession as an engineer. Show a young man or a young lady how to wire a house because you're a master electrician, you know, but yet you'll sit around and talk about the kid, and you sit up here about to die and take all your skills with you. How fair is that? The children are running around. Pull one over and talk to the children. I know what I'm talking about. I do that. I talk to children. And I'm talking about, and the ones that you as 40-year-olds that are afraid of, the teenagers, okay? I talk to teenagers, okay? And I love the things they have to say. I love their honesty. I love their strength. And yet, the funny part is, we talk about how bad they are and what they need to be doing. But then, look at our politicians and our officials, our pastors and preachers. Look at the activity they're engaging themselves in. And yet we want our children to be right. And we can't get the adults to be right. We as adults are not right. So we have to clean up us before we can expect the children to be cleaned up. At least it makes sense to me. So before you start talking about how bad the kids is, look around. Guess who are they examples and that level of leadership that they should be following? It's us. I don't remember a child being born a criminal. When I see little babies, I see a cute little individual, a cute little person. I don't see, oh Lordy, there's a crackhead, there's a murderer. You know, that's not what I see. I see a beautiful little person that just got here on this planet, and that it's up to me as an adult to make sure that they live a very clean, safe life. We have to be there for them. And trust me, they will be there for us. Overall, I believe that the children respond to us the way that they do in today's time, in the present, because they don't respect us. And as an adult, I am so frustrated with us, you know, especially when I go to work. And sometimes it's hard to believe that I'm working with 40, 50, 60-year-olds, okay? It's like I'm working with a bunch of children that have never matured. So my thing is, it is time for us to stand up as adults and meet our future, which is our children, halfway. We don't have to like and agree to everything that they do and say, but we can at least respect them. And usually, respect is reciprocated. And that's what we need to understand. And I believe that will fix this generational gap. And so it would really be nice for adults to respond to this video by sharing what they think that they can do to help fix this generational gap. I ain't trying to hear from those adults that's ready to kill the kids, talking about buying guns and all this crazy stuff. I'm not talking about you adults. We know about you. We know where you're coming from. You want to sit on your front porch with your Uzi machine gun aimed at any child that's about to step on your grass, which is kind of sad. Okay, I'm not talking about you. I know you're there and you have a right to feel the way that you feel. That's fine. If you want to sit there with your little closed mind, fine. I'm talking about the adult that generally love the children. Me personally, I will take the time to apologize to the children on our behavior. Mr. A, apologize to our generation, to that next generation of children. Because no, we did not serve you well. We dropped the ball. That's why you're not being well educated and you losing a whole lot. I can't speak for the other adults. I wish they step up and see it for what it is. But I, Mr. A, apologize to my future generation of children and the young adults that's about to come. We dropped the ball. And I know that for a fact. That's why all the stuff that's going on in this society is going on. It's not you guys' fault alone. Yes, y'all participate, but it's not your fault. We adults dropped the ball, and we should be ashamed of ourselves. Our politicians can't even stay out of jail, but yet we expect you guys to stay out of jail. So I can go on forever with this, but I'm going to take a break. I'm going to chill. On that note, have a good one. I'm out.